Hey everyone, Storm here, bringing you guys another First Descendant video, and we've got this week's episode of our reactor farm where I bring you guys the most efficient reactor farms of the week. Let's go ahead and hop over to the defense line right here where we're going to talk about Sharen on our first reactor. All right, and here we are at the defense line. Our mission of choice is going to be the Valby outpost, where we're searching for that electric fusion reactor. Now, my roles of choice here are going to be crit damage and tech, crit damage and colossus damage, or crit damage and skill cost reduction. I actually have found that I really like the cost, even on Colossus, because it does help to be able to spam your area of suppression more often. And when you're in those dungeons, you're kind of one-shotting everything anyway. So that extra cost is just really nice to have that. All right, you guys, let's head on over to the shipment base where we're going to talk about our next descendants over there. All right, friends, and at the Fortress Outskirts mission, we have Valby, Glay, and Jaber. So with Glay, you're going to want cooldown and dimension damage. This is specifically for her Massacre build. Then with Valby and Jaber, cooldown and dimension or cooldown and range mods are going to be the best for these two, as range does help these two out a ton. And that extra straight up dimension damage is just going to add to their ability strength. All right, you guys, let's head on over to Abandoned Zone. And Bonnie is farming her own reactor this week, you guys, at the environment contamination zone right here in the Abandoned Zone. So you are going to just come up here, run around, grab that high voltage or grab your normal just electric condense and just run around this circle. Make sure you're hitting all the greens to refresh it. Then circle it around and grab all those reactors. I love this mission because you're also going to get a ton of golden Kuiper. So wouldn't hurt to add that golden Kuiper XP booster on here while you are doing it. All right, you guys. Next, we are going to go to the repository and shop for Luna. And here we are finding ourselves at the repository with none other than that Valby outpost farm again. You can turn your range up on this one, really hit it out. Go for this, just get it started and circle around. Grab your Luna. This is noise surge specifically, so that is going to be when she's doing all that singular damage with all the tunes she's playing. So my options for her, I love going with crit damage and crit rate just to maximize that crit, or crit damage in singular to really bump it up. All right, you guys, we are going to hit our last farm up. And that is going to be Serena. I'm so excited. She's got yet another one. The devs are serving for Serena, baby. All right, and here we are at our final farm of the week. We're at the water coolant facility right over here at the Moongrave Basin. This is a fantastic Valby farm. All you have to do is travel back and forth between these two waypoints, crush the enemies. Her pools start to kill them as they come up. So you're going to get so many reactors here. It is a fantastic week to farm for Serena. Yet again, the devs are just giving it for Serena. This is specifically the Divine Surge. Otherwise, her skill reactor doesn't really matter on the element, but unless you're using the skill build, that Divine Surge Transcendent mod, you're looking for Fire Singular. Cooldown and Singular are my favorite options for Serena. All right, you guys, let's head back to this week's reactor farm. I think it's a pretty sweet reactor farm. What do you guys think? Fire off in the comments. I am going to be really trying to hit up Sharen. She is the one descendant where no matter how much I farm, I feel like I never get the exact role I want, but we're going to go for it this week. So who are you going to be looking for? As I say, hit me up in the comments, ask away, have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.